So for ages now, I've been meaning to do some updated videos for Chick, the chestnut mare that was a little bit quirky when she came to us, bad attitude, didn't really want to work. We were kind of her last hope, really, when she came out of training, to see if we could sweeten her up, retrain her, and then rehome her. So this video is, you can obviously see it's quite a while ago still, from the fact that I'm in a vest top, the sun's shining and it's lovely and warm. Definitely not right now. So this was back towards, I think, the middle of August. So you'll see I get on her absolutely fine. We've been doing quite a few, she's had a few sessions that weren't videoed in between the last one and this one. You'll see there's still that little kind of, she backs off away from me and then I just send her forward, but she goes. So hopefully, if you haven't watched the other videos, hopefully you have. If you haven't, then it'd be worth going back and looking through them so you can see what progress we've actually made. So everything about Chick still has to be forward thinking. And you'll see, again, it worked really well where when I was just kind of messing about up her head and her neck there and just trying to get her just to move it around a little bit and soften, she actually starts to drop her head a lot easier than if I'm trying to take the contact from my hand to her mouth and ride her forward that way. So what I do is I kind of get her to move her neck around a little bit, and then I start asking her and kind of asking, well, come on, just give me a little bit now and drop. And she's got a lot better with all of this over the last few sessions. So you see, it's quite quickly that we get her into a nice trot. And the more she lowers her head and her neck and relaxes, the longer the trot is, the more expressive it is. And we have started doing some nice circles, and she's actually, I'm still niggling her all the time. I've got the little pair of spurs on, but she's taking me a lot more forward once I get her going forward. And that's the key with her. You've got to have her forward thinking all the time. Even little things like, as we change the rein, keep her forward thinking the whole time. Don't let her back off. She's got to be thinking forward, because it's so easy for her to switch off the whole time. And equally, it's so easy, as soon as her head comes up, that's when she goes against me. So the more I can get her to relax through her neck and drop her head, the more I've got her thinking forward and wanting to move. She's a lot happier through the back. And again, this is all to do with how I feel about, back issues that horses get when they come out of racing. If they're not retrained properly quickly, and they do go around in a giraffe mode, you are more likely to get back problems. And it's pretty simple to work out by the way they're carrying their head in that real tight upright position and working against you rather than working forward with you. So again, forward into the canter. A lot more of a bigger stride than what we've had previously. She still backs off a little bit as she just stood there in the corner. And then all I'm doing is, just asking her, keep going forward, keep lowering that head, just keep moving it forward. And it really feels as if I'm having to ride quite a fast canter on her. But she's such a lovely big mare that actually doesn't feel like that when I'm on her back. It's, it's still hard work. It's still early days for her compared to what she was like when we first had her. But again, canter at a 20-metre circle, just allowing her to flow and just keep forward. We don't want her at this stage sitting back on her hocks and kind of collecting together. If we start asking for that, she's going to shut down completely. She just needs to move, be free, be relaxed, and be as comfortable as possible. So again, change the rein, really keep after her and just keep her forward thinking the whole time. And yeah, just wasn't quite ready for me there. So you know what, it's not a problem. We just readjust, we bring her back to trot and we go again. And again, the whole first few strides of the canter, it's really just thinking about, if I send her forward, she goes. If I sat there and was hesitant, it wouldn't happen. She'd completely back off against me. So you've got to be that positive rider on board to tell them where you want them to be. If we just sit there and expect them to canter for us, it's seriously not going to happen with a horse like her. She's just going to back off and say, no, I'm not going to go. As if I say, come on, just drop that head down, relax, and let's go forward. She does it absolutely perfectly for me. There's a little bit more here where she's not quite as relaxed as she was on the other rein. but equally, you know, you get better and worse reins on horses, so I'm not too fussed at all, giving her lots of attention. Really, really pleased with her today. And that's the other thing, when, you know, we finish the canter to the trot there, if I stop straight away with her, she's going to think that that's it, she can just do that all the time. So the important thing is, once we've come out of canter, to then allow her and me to have a nice trot around the school, allow her to stretch and allow her to relax, and then just make loads and loads of fuss of her while we give her a nice walk off. Absolutely chuffed. I hope you can see the difference from those first few sessions. I really, really like this mare. So because Chick was so good in the school today, I decided to brave it and take her for a little walk around the barns. So we've just come out of the school and we're literally just walking around the block of the barn. Just give us some things to look at. There's always something going on around the farm, so it's great. You know, there's lots for her to kind of see in different places, and that's it. I just want to introduce her to going out there alone, in a confident way, when she's happy and in a good frame of mind with me, which is why we've done it after we've had a really good positive session. Because she's got that trust from me, you know, and the trust and respect, and we get along. So, well, I hope we do. And so that's it. I bring her out now and just let her have a little look around, see a little bit of what life is like out of the school. She had done some hacking when out with the trainers, but, you know, on the training yard, but that was out in a group with other horses and things like that. And what we need to do is to try and get her to a point where she'll be confident to hopefully go out on her own. You know, she's got to be confident in herself, and I think that's where a lot of the problems have stemmed from with this mare. She's had no self-confidence, but now she's starting to kind of believe in herself, starting to feel a lot happier, and, you know, confidence is a big thing. If you're confident, you can take that next step. But she's walked around there really positive. You know, she's had a look around and just kept herself relaxed, which is exactly what we want. Such a good girl. And just that little walk around there as well would have taken a lot out of her. So, you know, lots of fuss when we get off her. Keep her happy. So for the next stage of Chick's retraining, we thought we'd put some poles out and see what she thought, and whether or not we would give her a little jump.
That's not pretty.
So yeah, wasn't quite what we expected. I mean, yeah, you could hear Matt giggle when she kind of fell over the pole trotting. But actually, it's interesting to see what their reaction is. And you know what? She wasn't fazed by it at all. She just kept going. So we don't make a big deal out of anything. We just bring her around again and just try and let them figure it out themselves at this stage. You know, some of them have already popped over hurdles, some have gone over fences, but we kind of start them all in the same way. We just pop a pole on the ground and see what they do with it, basically. So yeah, really pleased with her reaction, and you know, it hasn't wound her up, which is what we were a little bit worried about, really, in case it would. But yeah, she just took it all in a stride, literally. So this is where we kind of ask a little bit more. You can see there's not really any effort going into anything. She's just kind of going over the pole. But again, you know, I just keep cantering around the school. I'm not making a big deal out of it at all, and see what happens the next time we go. And there she makes a nice little pop. Give her plenty of praise. And this is it, you know, we don't kind of ask too much of them at all. There's plenty of time with that as their retraining starts. So we just coming the other way now, keep changing direction with her. And yeah, she's thinking about it. You can see she's kind of working out in her head that the feet have to come off the ground a little bit more to be able to get over the poles here. So again, no pressure, just keep coming round for her and just give her that chance and opportunity to work it all out for herself. She's really impressive at this stage. But you know, things can change and you never know what you've got. So I think we'll see that. There, she's got the idea. And I was so pleased with her. I mean, it was so nice to kind of feel that actually, you know, we could have stopped and gone, well, this isn't really working for her. But you don't know until you keep trying. And that's it. That's what we've done with her. And there, she kind of backed herself off a little bit, had a little think and popped over it. So yeah, we'll do more in time with her. So after our jumping, I got my brave pants on and we decided that it was time for taking her out on a hack to see how she reacted with that. She'd not been out on the roads as far as we know before. She just kind of hacked around the fields on the training yard. So this is a big thing for them, you know, and our drive, we've got big open fields on either side, so, you know, it's really it's a long drive, open space for them to get used to seeing things. So it's great for them really to practice actually being on a road before we get to a road. So you can see I'm just full of praise for her and I'm just riding her forward every step of the way. I just want her thinking forward. I don't want her thinking backward, I don't want her slowing down, I just want her thinking forward. So when we get out onto the road, we slot her in behind Jim, who's an absolute angel out on the roads, bless him. He's just, you know, he's a great hack. So Jim is there to give her confidence. So, you know, she just slots behind him. This is the first car that passes us. She's not fazed by it, and it's always great to give them a good experience, if you can, with vehicles for the first time. You know, what we want is cars to slow down. We don't want cars whizzing past her at 100 miles an hour, literally scaring the life out of her or coming too close. So all of these first experiences are so important to them. And as you can see, we've gone in front of Jim now because actually she was feeling ready for it, and sometimes it can take a couple of sessions, sometimes on his first session. So she's had a little look at the 30 mile. Everyone has a look at that, the paint on the floor. But I you know, still riding her forward. She's really happy in herself. She's got her ears pricked. She's having a nice look around, and I'm just giving her as much confidence as I possibly can because I want this ride to be really enjoyable. So we're having a little trot up the road, and again, it's just about keeping her mind thinking forward. I mean, we've got bins out today. She's having a little look, but again, as soon as she has a look, just ride her forward. The important thing is that we don't make an issue of anything that she might look at, because she's got no reason to be scared of anything at the moment. She's a young horse that hasn't seen a lot of life, and we want to introduce all of that to her in a real good way. And the village is quite good because we get, you know, a few cars passing. There's things like flags on the side of people's gates, the bins around, we have a little bus that sometimes can pass. There's a lot in the village that they can see, and they all have to kind of get their confidence building with that.
Yeah.
Quite often we might turn around in the village and then head back home, but because she was so settled, we decided to carry on and do the whole block of the ride, which is great as well, because even though she's had a look at a few things and even though she's felt a little bit backward, at no point has she ever felt that she wasn't safe. And I think that's really nice as well, because you can feel her looking to me for that confidence if she's unsure of something, and that's where it's so important as a rider to be able to give them that confidence, because if we hesitate, they're going to hesitate, but if we can just carry on, you know, and tell them it's fine, then they get over things so much quicker. You'll see this is the last part of our ride, so we're back on the drive, coming in from the other way, and she is so relaxed and so switched on. A really nice long rein and just allowing her to just chill out. She's thoroughly enjoyed it, which is what we set out to do, and now we just have to build on hopefully trying to get her out hacking alone at some point. So the next test for Chick is obviously to have somebody else ride her. So Matt got volunteered for the ride, which is quite good because obviously, stating the obvious, he's male, he's bigger, longer legs than me, and it's nice so we can see how she's going to react with a different rider on. Hoping that obviously she's absolutely fine and behaves herself, because that's the main thing. As long as she behaves, then we've done our job right. And, you know, we can start thinking about now the type of person that will suit her for her new home. So it's good that, you know, we can give them a bit of variety of different riders as well. So what we can do now is, once Matt's had a sit on her, is start getting our girls to have a ride on her, see how they get on. And then we know what type of rider she suits, because we all ride a little bit differently.
Does it come out to walk?
Come on, Matt. Put some effort in. Should be fine once you get her going.
So she's quite backward when Matt gets on her, which, again, as I say, I'm more happy that she's like that than have him get on her and her be firing off like a complete lunatic. Because if that's the case, then there's something wrong. You can always work with the horse, and, you know, you can build them up to do more. But it's very hard when you've got one that's completely wired to bring it down to that level that you kind of need to have to be able to start working them. Mentally, they've got to be in a good frame of mind. Now, Chique is still a little bit backward thinking like that, but it's somebody new on her back for the first time. So with her being the way she is anyway, she's going to be a little bit, you know, defensive with him to start with. She's not going to let him in. She's going to test him a little bit and see how he rides and whether he's going to ask her to do things. And for us to watch how she reacts to him is a really good thing. And what we want to see is for her to actually, you know, be able to relax and allow Matt to kind of ride her. And then we know that she's ready for at least people to come and try her and see how they get on. She's going to be a long-term project for somebody, because basically she's a young horse that has had a bit of a racing career that she, for whatever reason, didn't find it suited her. So we've had to, you know, really work with her both mentally and physically to get her in a good place for her rehoming. And I think we've got her there now. You know, she got beautiful paces in the school when she lets you in. She's showing that she's got promise for going jumping, and she started to hack out.
Go on. She'll be alright when her egg goes down. You look like you want a rocking horse.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
See how hard I have to work?
Eh?
See how hard I have to work to get what I get out of her?
Whoa.
She's safe though, isn't she?
It ain't gonna go anywhere.
Really good to see somebody else on her back, and to see how she reacted with Matt. And I think, you know, it does just show how horses take a little bit of time as well to get used to riders. You know, you can't get everything you want out of them the first time you ride them. Chick today, she wasn't letting the handbrake off, but there was some real nice moments of work that she was showing. And, you know, that's great for us to see because, you know, she's reacted exactly how I kind of want her to be. Okay, so you need to put a bit of effort into riding. But equally, that's what riding's all about. You know, we are supposed to put some effort into our horses. And so many people these days actually don't kind of get that. You get out of your horse what you put into it. And it's a partnership at the end of the day.
Hi. Oh, what have I done to you? Here you go. Good girl. Hello. 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 Good girl. Oh, there's a wasp. Hello. You want to say hello to everybody. Yes. Oh.
I definitely think Chick is now ready to find her new partnership. So if anyone looking for a mare, nice chestnut quirky one, get in touch.